Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Owner's Box. I'm Billy Koch, founder and managing partner of Little Red Feather Racing Club, like on my hat. Excuse me, I don't know what was in my mouth. Joining me as always, the great Michelle Yu. Michelle is beautified today for our guest. This is ridiculous. There's no hair in a bun. She has extra makeup on.
I did wash my hair last night.
She washed her hair.
I was going to straighten it, and I didn't have time. I ran out of time.
Yeah, our guest today is Griffin Johnson. And for those of you who haven't heard of him, he is a media TikTok influencer. And he's got a big following, and he's also got a horse in the Kentucky Derby named Sandman. So we're really excited to talk to Griffin. He's going to join us any second. We figured we'd start the show, and then kind of figure out. I'm looking outside, Michelle. I'm in Kentucky, and it is pouring rain.
Oh, bummer for you. It is about 68 degrees and sunny here in Southern California, which is great because we have a huge weekend coming up, Billy. Before we get to anything else, Santa Anita Derby weekend coming up here. We're going to have a pick six carryover. Also going to be mandatory payouts for the pick six on Sunday because we're like closing down our classic meet. We're going to have a week break. If you come on track, we're going to have the spring carnival. We're going to have the Santa Anita 5K, which we're running in. There's going to be like some great dining options. There's a Santa Anita Derby party in the Chandelier Room. There's a Santa Anita Derby Day beer festival.
Woo.
There's going to be a barbecue fest in the loge seats. And there's the Fiesta de Santa Anita on Sunday with the Lucha Libre days.
Michelle.
And so, I mean, just so much stuff this weekend.
And so with this rain that I just talked about, if you're living under a rock, Keeneland has moved their Friday and Saturday cards to Monday and Tuesday, which will benefit everybody except Jessica Pfeiffer.
Yeah, sorry. Our guest is here. You ready?
Oh, let's bring him in. Griffin Johnson is here.
Griffin, don't be upset about how untechnologically advanced we are here, all right?
Yeah, no, that's okay. I actually have never used this before, so I was figuring it out. So
he's like, it's great. You just had hieroglyphic your name in when you first signed on.
This is very technically advanced. Look at this. Welcome to the show, Griffin. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to be here. Talk a little horse racing. Get into
you are kind of brand new to the game. We're going to get into Sandman and the whole Kentucky Derby thing, but how did you even get into horse racing in the first place? We got to know.
Yeah. Interesting story. So I traditionally come from social media. I started on TikTok in 2019 and have been chronically online since.
Wait, before you do that, what does that mean when you started on TikTok? Because by the way, Michelle Yu is a big TikTok. In my eyes, she's like a huge star. How many followers do you have?
Definitely not. I have like 1,000 followers.
Yeah, that's close to Griffin.
I'm not quite to 10 million. I'm at 9.7. So I got a little bit to go.
After this show, we're getting you that 300,000.
We're going to push you back. Yeah.
This is it? Okay.
Wait, I got to follow him now. I don't know if I follow him. Let's see. What kind of content do you put up on TikTok?
Right now, just horse content.
Oh, I love it.
Great.
Yeah, we're going to be posting pretty much all month, just all racing and promoting the sport. So.
All right, I stopped you. Tell us the story now because we got to know, and I apologize.
No, it's fine. So I guess from the beginning, I came from a town of 8,000. It's called Paris, Illinois. So, I grew up, no social media, no tech. I was in college and nursing school, and a friend of mine, his name's Chris Biddle, told me to get on TikTok and start posting because you could make money. So at the time, I was flat broke. I'm talking maybe a couple $100. So, you tell me I can make money, I'm in. So I started posting just in class, and fast forward, I've just kind of I was just
like nursing content or like bored with the teacher content.
No, just like nursing content, just in general, kind of riffing and playing into the fact of a guy in nursing school.
Well, you obviously have watched Meet the Parents, Meet the Parents, right?
No.
Well, that's great. Oh my God, that's the most.
Am I missing out?
That's the most famous male
nurse. They call him a nurse. He's the male nurse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The nurse. I'm familiar with that.
Who's Ben Stiller?
Hold on, I'm looking it up right here so I don't feel left out.
I'm going to watch it real quick.
Okay, I can see it here. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it. Yeah.
All right. So you were on your way to becoming a male nurse, and then you figured out this whole TikTok revolution, and now you're just killing it. But where did the horses come in?
Okay, so the next part is, I guess I kind of always was trying to figure out how I could take my social media and, kind of get into other avenues that gave me a little bit more traditional respect and also longevity, I would say, because TikTok can be kind of fickle. So,
Okay.
long story short, started a venture capital fund called Animal Capital. I'm just a huge animal and just caregiver kind of guy. And so, anyways,
Michelle's
through
just beaming right now. I can't even take it, Michelle. You never look at me like that.
So cute, isn't he? Sorry.
Look
I
at
do
you.
look at you like that. All right,
Sorry.
stop interrupting him. We're listening to a story.
I'm
We hear from
sorry.
you all the time.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So through venture capital, I have a mutual friend. He's like, "Hey, I know some people that are into horse racing. Would love to intro you." And I was like, duh, let's do it. So long story short, through America's Best Racing in West Point, I had some connections at West Point that introduced me to the ABR team. And then before we knew it, I was involved in Sandman, and here we are a year later.
It's amazing. Is that your first
Yeah,
horse?
is that your first horse?
First horse ever. Yeah.
And wait, when did you buy into him? Like, did you buy into him, a week before the Arkansas Derby, or did you buy into him as a yearling, like been following him?
Oh, I've been when he was still in training before his first race. So it was just a shot in the dark. I mean, it wasn't like a buy into a winner kind of deal. It was like, here's a horse. Obviously, he was very expensive, but still hadn't ran or raced. You know, pedigree was amazing, but that doesn't guarantee anything. So, it was hedging my bets, but it still wasn't a guarantee. And I've been here since day one, since before he ever even raced.
What's the learning curve been like? Because like you said, you're a caregiver, you're an animal lover, but being in horse racing, especially from an owner standpoint, is so different. So what's it been like, and who have you leaned on along the way to help? You're like, excuse me, what's this workout that we're doing?
Yeah. There's still a lot to learn, right? I definitely don't know every piece. It's a very intricate sport, but I will say, I'm super involved. I love horse racing, everything about it, both sides, from a spectator and from an owner now. Terry Finley at West Point, he has been an amazing mentor in the space for me, as well as Rachel Miller from the ABR team. I mean, those two have really just introduced me to anyone and everyone in the sport, and I'm not afraid to ask questions. So, anytime I get a chance, this weekend I'm going to Churchill actually, probably Monday now that the rain is coming in so hard, but I'm going to go back to the barns. I'm going to help groom Sandman. I'm going to take him. I'm going to lead him. I'm going to walk him to the track.
Are you going to ride him?
If it wasn't so close to the Derby, I wouldn't be scared to ask. But maybe now's not the time.
Wait, I have a ride the Derby horse kind of story. So before the Kentucky Derby, a couple of years, well, a long time ago now, it was Big Brown's year, and we were out to dinner with IEAH that owns Big Brown and Kent DeSormo, their jockey. And we all afterwards, we'd been out drinking and everything, and we all want to go back to the barn. And we go back to the barn, and they're like, "Kent, get on him and show us how you're going to win." And literally, at like 2 a.m. the night before the Derby, Kent hops on him bareback, and he's like doing a race call in the stall, like riding Big Brown.
Only Kent DeSormo would do that.
They might disown me. I'm not going to push my luck.
No.
But I will say, in my head, I was thinking, like, I would love to just get on Sandman with, like, Michael, his groom, like, the lead, to kind of, like, walk him around in a circle, just so I can say I've done it one day. But we're going to postpone that, I think, until a later date.
Have you ever ridden a horse before?
Just to feel the power.
Just to feel, his prowess. I mean, he's such a big, powerful horse. And to your point, yes, I've rode multiple horses. We actually, my girlfriend Macy, she has 9 horses now back home.
Wow.
And I grew up, in the Midwest. I was pretty much just the guy baling the hay for the horses. I never was fortunate enough to have any myself. But yeah, I've grown up around them my whole life.
Oh, so it wouldn't be a complete shot in the dark to get him up on Sandman.
No, we'll get him up there.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm going to call Terry Finley right now. Terry Finley and John Green. We're going to get him on the phone and say, you got to get Griffin on Sandman.
I just love Michelle's face when you said girlfriend. It just like went white. It was just like
Shut up. No, it didn't. He's like young enough to be my child. You're
I
so
felt
funny.
so bad. Hey, let me ask you a question, Griffin. Now you've kind of
Uh-huh.
seen, you've experienced horse racing at a bunch of different levels, as you said, and you love animals and you love the game. One of our problems has been getting young people into the sport. And you're the TikTok guy, you're the media influencer, you're the whole social media thing. What can we do a better job of to bring more people like yourself into the game?
This is whenever I answer these questions, it's kind of been like, I guess, my trajectory since I started doing social media is integrating, for instance, TikTok and venture capital, right? Venture capital, when we started, they called us dumb. They said it would never happen. Very gate kept by a lot of families and organizations and funds that have been in the game for years, which I understand completely, right? There's a factor of, respect, and there's a factor of, doing something for a long time and it's worked for you in a certain way. And a lot of these industries, especially horse racing, the oldest sport, we're talking 151 years here of the Kentucky
Right.
Derby, right? There's a lot of traditions and values, and there's a class factor and a respect factor that kind of goes into that, right? And I think that there's been a disconnect of maybe the older traditional values conflicting with the new gen of Gen Z, and like everyone
Yeah.
thinks it's like the older people think that younger people have no respect, and the younger people think that the old people are just cranky and Scrooges. And there has been a lot of that, right? There's a lot of people, even for me, when I walk in a room, until I open my mouth and start actually speaking facts and understanding these people, then they start to warm up, right? But there's got to be that person, and people like yourself that are willing to take a chance on someone like me.
Sure.
People that come from traditional backgrounds and have this mainstream entertainment and media. People like Terry Finley that have taken them, and vouched for me and put my name under their wing and introduced me to the right people. And I think, as we keep developing this, I think Sandman, I keep saying this, Sandman, my goal is he's a horse that everyone can attach to. He's a beautiful horse. He's obviously very talented. But I want people to feel like, horse racing isn't as far away as a lot of people think, right? Because there's
Right.
also an education gap here because it's been so gate kept and niche. There's a lot of jealousy and ego and just barriers that need to be broken down with conversations like this. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm here, and that's why we're talking, I think, today is right. As Sane Man is this first horse from a young kid, a Gen Z kid on the internet. And there's a lot of people rallying behind that have never been into horse racing.
This is
Um,
very similar of like a lot of people getting in with Authentic with the My Racehorse because then they had to own a Derby winner. But now it's like this is the next step up because now it's not just a gazillion people that are a micro shareholder. It's like an individual that we, know and follow and feel a kinship with. And now we get to see your excitement with a horse, right?
yeah, for sure. And once again, it comes back to people like you that are willing to take chances and, finding that middle ground of the ones like yourself that have the credibility and they have the background, and pairing it up with someone like me who's new and learning but super eager and willing to do so. And yeah, just taking that new platform and that new way of marketing and intertwining it. And I think that, Sandman is already kind of doing that. There's a lot of people looking at him. TikTok loves him.
That's
You see him on all the platforms now, and you can just tell. It's like I said this the other day. It's you look at the engagement and analytics of the sport compared to every video that's posted of Sandman now, and it's 100x what it was usually on a
Yeah.
normal basis, right? And it excites me because it shows that there are people that the audience wants that from all of these traditional media outlets. And as we start to do it, they're like, wow, that's working, we're going to start doing it. And you see these pages posting it. So I think
wild.
at this point it's a matter of time.
How many horses are you going to accumulate?
As many as I can get.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Terry's not going to like this, but I do something very similar. So we'll talk off the air. We'll get you into Little Red Feather.
That means you get to come to Del Mar. Where do you still live in Illinois?
No, so I moved to Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, but I visit. I'm kind of 50-50 between California and Florida just by, nature of the business of entertainment.
So now what racetracks have you been to?
Okay, so I went to the Breeders' Cup.
At Del Mar?
Yeah, Del Mar.
Okay.
So I've been to Del Mar. I've been to I went to Saratoga last year.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously Churchill. Um,
Did you go to Oakland?
no, I couldn't. I couldn't go to Oakland. I had
Oh
been sick.
no.
I had been sick all week, and I did not want to show up and bring that bad juju onto the team. I trust
So
me, I was
thoughtful.
like, it was sickening. I was sick to
Oh, I
my
can
stomach.
imagine.
Well, now you're not allowed to go to Derby because he won when you weren't there. So
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry,
See,
bud.
that's what I was.
Sorry.
you're gonna
I
have to go
know.
get sick first.
I know. Yeah. But yeah, I've been there. Gulfstream, obviously, I go
Mhm.
there whenever I'm here. It's pretty close to my house, so that is all the tracks that I've been to.
Okay, so we got to get you to Santa Anita, and you got to
Yeah.
get to
Yes.
Keeneland.
Yes,
Yeah,
I need to
for
do
sure.
both. I went to Lexington to view a lot of the sanctuaries because I was really interested in learning what the horses do after they're done racing.
Aftercare.
Yeah, which is a
Yeah.
great thing to talk
Mhm.
about here. A lot of people ask me, but I'm like super. That's like my main focus with this is like really educating people on what they do after because it just makes me so angry to go in my comment section and I read people saying like these horses are mistreated.
Yeah.
I
Well,
walk
that's
in
Same.
these barns. I'm
yeah,
Same.
like,
that's what I was going to ask you. Like you've seen it now firsthand. They're
yeah.
treated. We always say we said on the show 100 times. They're treated like kings and queens. Tell us about your experience and what you've seen from the way these horses are treated.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's crazy, right? Because horses have been, such a revolutionary piece in like humanity, really. I mean, we've won wars because of horses. We've got work done because of horses. I mean, they've pioneered a lot of who we are as literally our culture. So, it's I know dogs are man's best friend, but horses are arguably even more influential up there. So, I just thought it was crazy that people thought that they were mistreated. Now, don't get me wrong, there are cases, and just like any media, this is how I explain it. The bad always outshines the good. You can
Mhm.
be good, you know, 364, but if there's one bad day, that's what people are going to focus on. And these horses, man, I mean, it's unbelievable because they're bred and they're so focused on whatever task they're given, right? And
Mhm.
they all have different personalities and love different things, of course. But these rehabilitation centers for these horses, they're amazing. I
Yeah.
mean, it's hand and foot care. I mean, these people were able to say like, oh, this is Jack Jack. He doesn't like to eat in the morning, so he's a little bit grumpy right now, but like we're gonna take him out in the afternoon, then you can go pet him. He'll be in a
Right.
better mood. And it's like, oh, this is Susie. She was from here. Like, she's getting ready to go with an 8-year-old girl, and they're gonna trail ride her. She's just a chiller. Like, these horses, not only are they hand and foot when they race, but afterwards, I mean, if they're a winner and they become a stud, I mean, they literally, I think that they
They have
eat
pretty good
on,
lives.
yeah, they eat on fine china. I'm pretty sure. Um, so, obviously there's that. And the ones that even don't have a great career, I mean, these horses are sent straight to these facilities, they're rehomed, and before you know it, they're either jumping over, they're running through tracks, jumping over sticks somewhere, they're running trails and just walking and cruising, or there's I think I asked them, there's over like 100 different ways that this one facility in Lexington I went to that they retrain and repurpose
Mhm.
them.
Amazing.
Well,
So
we're huge aftercare proponents on this show. Billy is a board member on Karma, which is a
I'm the
California retirement
president of Karma.
president, whatever, same things.
I'm a
And
board
then
member.
Little Red Feather has their own aftercare. LRF cares. We know that West Point does as well for the black and gold. So it's great to
yeah.
hear someone that's like fresh into the game that's really passionate about what happens after the 2 to 5 years that they're a racehorse.
Yeah, it's great to your enthusiasm is what this sport needs.
Mhm.
And I want to, I want to ask you this. I mean, I'm going to ask you kind of a hypothetical question because you got into the game, you got with Sandman, you're on your way to the Derby, which is complete insanity, and I think you know and understand that.
Yes.
So my
Yes.
question is now, Griffin, is your next horse or the following horse, they're not all going to be in the Derby. They're not all going to be like Sandman. How do we do a better job of as the sport to keep you involved, to keep you interested, because not all your experiences are going to be like this? What do we do?
Yeah, I think, and I'll answer this, I think for anyone that is into horse racing, right? It's any good entertainer, it's about creating a story, right? And I think that for all of these horses, whether they're a Kentucky Derby horse or whether they're running at the Horseshoe. I mean, it's still about the journey, right? And I think to keep, at least to keep me involved, it's being welcoming. And I think that it's starting to change and go towards that way, or people are starting to realize that the sport needs a little bit more open-mindedness, I would say.
I agree.
And the biggest thing that keeps people out at this point is ego. And as we kind of develop this and get more people like myself into the sport, that I know that I am fresh. I know that I haven't earned my spot to have a Kentucky Derby horse, but I am aware that I got lucky, and I am aware that I want to keep growing and expanding the sport. So hopefully we can kind of, people like ourselves can have those open arms and really like get people involved, build that story, whether it's, if you get a horse that isn't that great, okay, awesome. But, it's hard to get 10 people into the Kentucky Derby, but, it's not as hard to get people at the Indiana Horseshoe. So I'll bring people with me. I'll create my own story, whether, it's a Kentucky Derby winner or not.
Also, that's not fair to say you don't deserve to have a Derby winner because you're fresh. That's the beauty about horse racing is an owner of the champion can come from anywhere, and a horse can come from anywhere, right? Like you happen to have a really expensive horse, but West Point campaigned a horse for a while named Twilight Eclipse, and he was $1,000 yearling. No one wanted him, and he earned multiple $1 million. And Terry's daughter rides him now over sticks.
Yeah, yep. I'm just shocked though, Michelle. Does it kind of? I gotta ask you, does it shock you that people aren't welcoming this? Like who is saying, like, look at this kid who loves horse racing, he's got a horse in the Derby, he's a massive star on social media. Like who would say like, oh, that guy's a joke, or we don't want that guy in our sport? For those people out there who are listening, who are you that
bad.
Yeah,
don't say that.
By the way, get the fuck out of here. Like that's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry to get on my soapbox so early in the show, but do you feel that way, Michelle? Am I out of line here?
I'm actually kind of surprised that there are people. I know there are people out there. I would be so devastated to hear that it was someone like in Southern California that would like not give you the time of day or like not be inviting. I mean, I find that not unbelievable, but sad.
Yeah, I'm like apologizing for the industry because I think that's an absolute shame. I think it's a crime, and I think I wish we had 20 Griffin Johnsons to come into horse racing, 100 of them.
So do I.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's all of our duties as horse racing fans and aficionados and people who love the sport to open arms all the time. And my arms are open. You just can't see them on this.
Oh, hold on. I can make you bigger. Hold on. I think I can make you bigger. There we go.
Listen, open arms. But I don't want to be bigger because you're right. He's so cute. Like I can't take it.
He looks like your boys, actually. He looks like he could be one of your boys.
Hair. How do you get the hair? Like I'm trying to grow my hair out. So I should go forward.
It's just a little salt spray and a little fluff. By the way, amazing hair. Amazing hair. Yeah, you have amazing hair.
Thank you. It's a little salt and pepper, but Michelle's hair on the show, usually, just Griffin, she has it pulled up in a ponytail. She comes directly from whatever farm she's working on.
I have riding clothes on right now.
And you can kind of smell her through this thing, but today she's like cleaned up, showered, primped. She put makeup on.
Hey, we love that, Michelle. We love that.
My hair is washed not because of Griffin, but because we do the show later this week, because we normally do it Monday, Tuesday, which is dirty hair days. But I have to go to work tomorrow. So today is always a clean hair day.
That is a cycle. That is a cycle.
All right, here's my question. Give me the elevator pitch. Your buddy, you've got, I don't even know how old you are. I'm assuming early 20s. Is that right?
Yep.
So you're at dinner and your buddy. What is the thumbs up? Are you doing that, Michelle?
Sorry. No, I'm not doing
that. We're not like this. Okay. You go like this and it makes a thumbs up.
Mine doesn't do that.
Mine doesn't do that either.
I like how Griffin even comes in like his horse racing swag.
Yeah.
Sandman.
He's got the Sandman.
The Sandman shirt.
Awesome.
Hold on. I got to get a photo of that for John. Hold on. Hold that up. Very exciting.
Going back to my question, like you're at dinner, you're all out, you're having a couple beers, and someone says you're in horse racing. Like, what's your pitch to them to say, oh my God, you should own a horse? Here's how. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just super vulnerable, I think, with how I actually feel about horse racing. I mean, Sandman for me, and this is like a little bit of more of a TikTok thing, but coming from the industry of social media, just in general, you don't get a lot of respect Just from, you know, a lot of people.
You keep saying
There's
that, but
just
who?
Because
From
people will
people
say like
within the industry?
well,
influencers or just kids that
yeah,
don't know much, right?
in
Like,
general, I mean, not necessarily horse racing. I'm saying more in general, just
Oh,
the
okay.
public and audience of, you know, people are like, oh, an influencer, because there's a lot of bad apples, and you know, there's a lot of people that abuse their power of, you know, getting an online audience and how they use that and wield that sword, right? So Sandman for me has been, I mean, a life saving. I mean, I feel like since getting into Sandman, this was even before obviously the Arkansas Derby and everything, but he kind of gave me like a purpose. And I think, you know, for anyone that gets into horse racing, it is a big commitment and it is a lot of money that is involved in the sport. So, you know, there has to be more than just saying this is fun. You
Yeah.
know, it's great that it's fun, but there's a lot of things that are fun that cost a lot less. I think for horse racing, you know, this is an actual, you know, you're kind of curating your own child. I feel like Sandman is my kid. I mean, I would go to war for him, and that is what I sell to people. It's like this horse. I mean, yes, I got lucky. Yes, he is an amazing and super talented horse that's going to the Derby. But you know, like you said earlier, regardless of how well he performed, I was there to support him, and it kind of gave me like a whole other purpose to my life of having this other being that was, you know, performing and doing a sport. It's just like
That's amazing.
watching your kid play basketball in high school. I mean,
Right.
it's not the
Right.
NBA, but you still love going.
That's
yeah.
right. That's a
And
great point.
that's what I sell to them is the story and the experience of owning this and being a part of the journey. And I think that's what anyone that gets into the sport is there for.
Any superstitions heading into the Derby? Do you have
What are you wearing for the Derby?
race day? Yeah.
You
What are you
know,
geared up in?
I'm
Are you
working on
doing the walkover?
the walkover for Sandman.
Yeah.
Am I gonna do it?
Yeah.
Of course he
I
is.
hope so. I'm still working on that. I don't
Okay.
have it flushed out, but
I'll call Terry. Don't worry, I got you. Or I'll call
trust me,
John Green. No worries.
I will be chest
You better
out.
be next to Mark Cassie.
Yeah, right. I mean, like you put in the word for me because I really want to. But I'm thinking about doing a custom Sandman suit. So I'm gonna get a bunch of gray horse patches and do like a 151st Sandman like actual suit.
Oh, that's
That's sick.
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm like the Etsy parent. Like I'm the one that is like, let's go Sandman. I have like the cardboard cutouts and like the whole shebang.
Oh my god, that's
That's me.
amazing. We just have Michelle's kid make us bracelets.
I
for our
know. Yeah,
horses.
yeah. We make bracelets over
See,
here.
I love that too. I love that too. I'm
Yeah,
down for, you know, I'm working on getting like custom pendant necklaces and like the whole shebang. I'm
that's
really
amazing.
calling in my leveraging my relationships
You got
here to
so
do
you
this
have
one
to get
big.
like the pins. Billy has like if Billy has
Yeah,
pins, other people have pins. The pins are really great too.
it's a lot.
Anything.
You know,
I gotta
my one
I gotta
advice
show you something
is
else too, Billy. When we're talking about branding later, I have to show you something. I
okay.
forgot.
My one advice, and you haven't asked for it, is I will tell you this: just enjoy the day. You're going to be so excited, and it's almost like
It's
as
like a
much as the
wedding
race,
day.
yeah, as much as the race really does matter. And I've never run in the Derby. I don't, Michelle, you've never run in the Derby, have you? No.
Mm-mm.
Uh-uh. So enjoy it,
Dang.
enjoy it, enjoy it. Have the best time. It's going to go by so quickly because I know I've been
Oh,
in big races before, and then it just all of a sudden you're like, I can't believe the day's done. Yeah, what
yeah.
happened?
Yeah,
So
I wasn't even there for Arkansas, and that's how I felt. So
yeah,
thank you for saying that. You're 100% right though. Like the day, any race that I've been to of his, I mean, I get there and then before I know it, it's 30 minutes, you know, leading
yeah.
up to the race, and then before I know it, it's over. So,
What's your rooting style?
like, how do I like to cheer for
Cheer.
Sandman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like down the
Oh,
lane. Like, are you a program slapper? Are you a snapper? Are you a screamer?
I'm a lose your minder. I genuinely
Blackout Billy. He's Blackout
Oh,
Billy.
Oh, that's good.
I just I cause a scene and to be honest, I'm kind of more of like a laid back, like very quiet and just nonchalant when those gates drop. I'm screaming, I'm jumping. I'll get down on my knees at one point. I'll
Oh
be like losing my mind. Like
I
it's a
hope
whole
you
thing.
never get a horse that runs like a mile and a half because they've run by you like twice.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you're
Well,
not. Just don't be an early screamer guy.
no,
Like, don't
no.
be a. You gotta wait.
No, I'm biting on my hand or like
Right.
slapping my pants until, that last furlong.
Are you probably like, I see you as like the half mile under your breath, like, come on, Jose, get him going. Like, get him
Yeah,
going
yeah.
now. Like
Oh
under
yeah. I'm
your
like,
breath, kind of cheer, get him going now. Like, hit that spot. Like
You're
that
getting
kind
his
of
heart going right now. He's imagining it.
right. Right.
yeah, I have some reaction videos of me like reacting to Sandman's races. And
Billy and I are gonna go watch all your videos today. Don't
they're
worry.
people love the reactions. I'll just say that.
Awesome.
I get into it.
That's really great, man. We've taken up more time, I'm sure, than you imagined. We appreciate everything you're doing. If anybody gives you a problem in this game, you call me and Michelle immediately, and we'll take care of them for you. We'll be your muscle, and we'll be out there for the Derby. And I got to root for Sandman, Michelle. Why can't we?
I was already rooting for Sandman, so no sweat.
And by the way, Griffin, just so you know, we have been very, very good luck for Derby horses. That Michelle, we've had a lot of people come on our show before the Derby, and they've always run well. Bill Strauss is our guy. Charlie ran third. We had Garrett O'Rourke on, and Mandaloon got DQ'd into the win. We've had a lot of stuff go right. So we're giving you karma. We're giving you TikTok karma. We're going to give you all, and like I said, anybody gives you a hard time, and I can't wait to see the Sandman suit. Personally,
it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
Be dope, or is it going to be fly? Like, are those words out now?
They don't use dope anymore, do they?
I would say for the Derby, right? Because it's a good mix of class and culture. I like to say, it's going to be fly. Like, it's not going to be like, holy cow, that guy is begging for attention. But it's definitely going to be like, you look at it and you be like, dang, that's fire. That's
fire. That's fire. Hey, look at this. No capping, Michelle. No capping.
No cap.
You guys are wavy on me. Okay, I feel old now. Thank you very much.
Griffin,
we appreciate your time so
thumbs
much.
Up, man.
Best of luck.
Yeah.
Kentucky Derby.
Thank you guys, and thanks for having me. Thanks for hearing my story and listening to me yap for a bit.
We love your story.
We're all good, man. Go get them.
If I can help you,
horse racing parents.
Okay, I appreciate it.
When you come out to Del Mar, Santa Anita, let us know for sure. We'll take care of you.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Go get him. Griffin Johnson, everybody. That was awesome.
He was awesome.
There was a guy at Santa Anita that emailed us. We got to thank him. I don't even know who it was.
Oh,
who was it?
I forgot who it was.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing. And as I said with my first question, we need youth. We need youthfulness in our game. We need new blood. We need people that get in there. And listen, social media is not going anywhere. So again, and I kind of got a little crazy there. But yeah, thank you, David. Thank you, David from Santa Anita. Social media is not going anywhere. And if we're going to attract a younger audience, this is one of the ways to do it. The other way to do it is that Netflix show. Did you see the trailer?
I actually was going to ask you, do you think it's okay if we show it on here?
Yeah, why not? Did you hear my voice?
Yeah.
Got a nice little quote.
I heard your voice.
I was a little bummed I didn't get any FaceTime.
No one got any FaceTime except for jockeys, right? So don't feel that bad.
I told Ian I was a little disappointed.
Okay, hold on. Let me get to my.
Wow, you're really going to show? Well, I mean, people have seen it. They don't need to see it again.
I feel like we should show it.
Okay, let's show it. I mean, Pat McAfee showed it. We're as big as his show. What else did you think there about? I thought it was great. I think he's so well spoken, and I think he's a great ambassador for the sport. And like the old guard that he's talking about should feel ashamed of themselves if they're not welcoming a kid like that into our game. Do you
100%? 100%.
Yeah. Oh, look at this.
I mean, I can see people just looking and being like, why are they here? Instead of walking up and be like, hey, you're young and interested. Let me explain things to you.
Absolutely.
I can see that for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this to work.
All you got to do is press play.
Yeah, but I want to make sure there's some sound too.
I hear it.
You hear? Okay, good.
To hop on top of a 1,000-pound animal.
It's so
and run 40 miles per hour with an ambulance chasing you.
JK got the job of being the first guy to hear.
We do a very dangerous sports.
American racing revolves around the Triple Crown.
The pictures they use are
there are
beautiful.
trainers, jockeys, and the owners.
There is unbelievable money in this game.
Look at John Stewart. Dude, this is basically who's guest we've done on the show. Rapoli's been on the show. Stewart's been on the show. Iverone's been on the show.
Rapoli spends $20+ million a year on horses.
We're in your little Twitter feud.
Just Mike's loud mouth that I get tired of.
I love that they're bringing up some beef.
Oh yeah!
I expect trainers to put the horse in the best position to win.
Kenny McPeak's been on the show multiple times.
You all over the world. Our part's finding a top horse.
And what a great year.
Firing one jockey, hiring another.
Okay.
It's cutthroat. There's not much loyalty.
Make me look good, will ya?
Cars, motorbikes, you can press the brake. Horse racing, you can't.
Oh, how badass is that shot?
I wasn't ready to retire. I'd rather die on the horse than die of boredom.
If you can win the Triple Crown, you're in the history books. You're a legend.
Tough trip right there.
Obviously, the prize money is huge. And there's a chance for the world to see who's really the best.
This is gonna be so good.
It looks awesome, man. It looks awesome. My buddy Ian, I know you're watching the show. Great job with. I like the name, Race for Crown. You know, you go online and you start reading all the dumb comments. It just, Michelle, I know we had Griffin Johnson on the show, the social media influencer. But I think I'm heading towards less social for myself, because I think it's kind of it's eating inside sometimes, and you see all the negativity and all the hate and all the bad and all of this, and it's like I'm kind of tired of it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is, because I mean the beauty and the negative of social media is it gives everybody a platform to say whatever they want,
right? And
there is no repercussion. And
I'm all for free speech. Don't get me wrong. You can say anything you want anywhere, but you're 100% right, because there's just there's so much negativity that it takes a positive person like myself, like yourself, and all of a sudden you start becoming a little negative because you're reacting to things that you've read or you've seen.
I try just to not listen to anybody.
Yeah, except me, right?
Well, of course you.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, what a great what a great show. Griffin Johnson, huge weekend in horse racing.
So hold on. So we're running in the Santa Anita 5K.
Who's we?
Me, myself, Christina Bays, our daughters, Spencer wants to run, and Zoe Cadman. We're a team. Okay. I want to make us shirts. So I've made like a claiming tag.
Oh my goodness. I gotta see
it. And it says Santa Anita 5K, like we're a 5K claimer. And then the shirts are like this.
So good.
Isn't that hilarious?
So clever.
Like, you know.
I love it. If you know, you know. If you know,
so we're gonna run in that. And we got some great shoes from 361 Degree Shoes. Okay. So big preps coming up all weekend. Yeah. Obviously, we're going to be focused on Santa Anita. We know Keeneland has moved their opening weekend to the weekdays because of inclement weather. But they're still going to have the Bluegrass, and also we have the Wood.
Yep.
Which of those races do you think the Derby favorite is coming from? Geez, of all the preps, you can include the Arkansas Derby. You think Sam is going to be the favorite? You think someone from Santa Anita Derby is going to be the favorite?
No, I didn't want to bring it up with Griffin. I thought Sandman ran a hell of a race, but that pace that he got to run into, I don't think he's going to get that in the Derby.
I don't know if he needs a pace. I think he just needed a little bit more ground.
Maybe, but I don't know. He's very still green. It's Kentucky Derby Day. It's 100,000 people. It's 20 horses. It's a lot for a horse like that to overcome. I will be definitely rooting for Griffin Johnson and that team, and John Green and those guys, and Terry. But I think the Santa Anita Derby is going to be a race, a real race. It's only 5 horses.
It's like the 5. It's like the 4 horses though that would be the head and shoulders above anybody else, you know?
Yeah. You have Citizen Bull, the 2-year-old champion, who has looked awesome. You have Journalism, who beat Barnes last time, and now he gets Barnes again. You have Beza. Oh, yeah. This is a real race with real horses.
Who do you like is the question, though.
I was really impressed with journalism last time, and
Mhm.
I'm a little bit concerned in that Bob has both Citizen Bull and Barnes in this race. And I'm concerned. I've seen this story a million times where he kind of controls the pace. I think he's going to get out and maybe try to slow things down up front. And I don't
Mhm.
know. I've been really impressed with Citizen Bull. I don't know how you can go against Baffert in a race like this where he's so dominant.
Mhm.
Not that I'm rooting one way or another. I again, and I love, listen, the journalism connections, of Rispoli and Mike McCarthy. It would be great to see them go.
Aaron Wellman, Eclipse Thoroughbreds, Bridlewood.
Yeah, but I could see a scenario where any of the horses. I could see a scenario when the maiden wins. Like he was flying last time. Like he might like the mile and an eighth. And if they get hot,
he would have to really, really step up though.
I'm just saying, so many things can happen. And when you have a short field like this, a lot of times everyone's like, "Oh, it's a short field. There'll be no problem with the trips or anything." And a lot of times,
that's when the trips are the hardest.
It is. That's what I'm saying. I think it's underrated. I have a hard time going against Bob. I don't think it's a race you really want to bet. But nothing at the end of the day, when we talk next week, we're not going to be surprised, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Like we're going to say, like, oh yeah, journalism's fucking awesome, and he dominated again. Or we're going to say, oh, it was Bob. Or we're going to say, look, John Sheriffs knows how to train a horse.
I mean,
so,
from a betting standpoint, I feel like whoever you get the higher odds on, Citizen Bull or journalism, you might as well bet them because they're they're going to run right there. Like you say, it's a harder race to bet unless you're in love with someone. I just feel like Citizen Bull always gets overlooked. I feel like journalism is going to be the heavy favorite. I think a lot of people are going to take a flyer on Barnes, and that's just going to leave Citizen Bull sitting at like a really good price. So for me, I feel like I'm just going to bet him because
price, though. He's not going to be like 3-1.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay, 5-2.
I think less. I'd say journalism.
Journalism is going to be evens, right?
I'm going to say journalism 6-5, Citizen Bull 8-5, Barnes.
Hey, if you think everyone's going to be over evens, then you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I think you are going to be. And by the way, it wouldn't surprise me if Barnes. Everyone's like, I love this stuff. Barnes didn't work well. The other horse beat Barnes. Let me tell you something. Barnes ran 105 buyer last time. Not that I'm a buyer guy, but he ran pretty goddamn well. And have you heard of horses improving? They improve. Like you know what I mean? So
that was his first route too. You know what I mean? But my biggest thing is he was never beating journalism there. And while he might improve, journalism's going to improve too because he was off a layoff. So he would have to make up like a 5 or 6 length deficit.
When they were at the quarter pole in that last race, I would have bet $10 million on Barnes.
Really?
Rispoli was.
Yeah, that's true. When they came around the turn, it looked like journalism was going to go backwards, and then he
leveled out and came and got him. That's what really was an eye opener for me. I would have bet every single penny I had on Barnes at the top at the quarter pole, but he didn't win. So it's going to be a great race. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, looking forward to it so much. So we also have the Wood Memorial and the Bluegrass, which both races have a lot of interesting horses and some, crazy lineups. But I feel like caliber-wise, the Santa Anita Derby really trumps them all. So look forward to that race. Again, we're going to have mandatory payouts at Santa Anita on Sunday in the Pick 6 because we're going to be taking the 1-week hiatus that we've always had scheduled there. And we'll be back, I'm sure, next week with are we going to do our last little group of our Derby draft?
We should do our Derby draft. We should do it. We'll probably do it next week. Yeah, we have a big wedding next week. Congratulations to Jessica Pfeiffer and Ricky Gonzalez. We will be at the wedding, and I'm very excited about that. I'm sure Phil D'Amato is excited about that too. No,
sure, he's excited to have us at the wedding.
I think he is.
Microphone in hand. Are you going to bring your own microphone? Should I bring my karaoke microphone?
You probably should. We should probably do some karaoke. Me and you. What do you want to do? Shallow?
Oh my gosh, I would, if you want everyone to leave when you hear my voice, that's fine. I know the words, I just don't sing very well.
Special thanks to Griffin Johnson for coming on today, and good luck to Sandman. We really appreciate you, man. It was great to meet you, and we'll leave it with this. Come on, Michelle, do a little shallow.
Shallow, you're crazy.
Tell me something, girl. Come on.
Are you happy in this modern world?
All right, that's it. Goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.